just different. That's cause Mike got that other kind of money. You had money like Mike, you be different too. Mike got money, you can't count Mike money. Michael Jackson got giraffe money.
Michael Jackson's playful side came out when he sat down with Steve Harvey, who managed to make the superstar laugh so hard he could barely keep a straight face. It was a rare glimpse of Michael simply having fun and being himself. Steve Harvey brought his trademark humor when talking about Michael Jackson and the enormous wealth surrounding the king of pop. Instead of treating Michael's fortune like a serious financial discussion, Harvey turned it into a hilarious conversation, joking about just how different Michael's world was from that of ordinary people.
Mike got so much money, he done bought 2 giraffes. You don't even know who to call to check on the giraffe. You ain't got a number. Your stupid black behind me done called the zoo. You know good well the zoo ain't gonna sell you they giraffes. And where you gonna keep the giraffe at anyway? You already got the dog tied up to the tree. Giraffe back there eating out the dog food bowl. Giraffe choking on collard greens you done set outside. Y'all can't tell me nothing. People talking about money won't change me. Yeah, it will. Money make you different. Mike got all kinds of money. I done been out to Mike's house. My little boy go out there with me, all out the ranch and everything. Mike got 3,000 acres. Got a train, go all around the whole land. My little boy come to my daddy, can we get a train? Hey, we can get a train. Yeah, we can get one, but it just don't go around the swimming pool.
Steve Harvey once shared a hilarious story about visiting Michael Jackson while he was filming a music video, giving fans a glimpse into the unusual world surrounding the king of pop. When Steve entered Michael's trailer, he immediately noticed that everything seemed designed with children in mind. There were toys everywhere, and even the chairs looked more like something from a children's playroom. Steve jokingly recalled sitting on a mushroom-shaped chair that was definitely not comfortable for an adult.
He was doing a video. He invited me down to see him shoot the movie, the video Rock My World. And when you go see him, man, you pull in covered tents and stuff. You just pull your whole car in it. So I come in there and he got this trailer. He travels with these trailers that he make up. And he has so much money. He loved like Disney and kids stuff. And that's the only thing that usually trip me out about him. You 50, what the hell are we doing? What is He said, have a seat. And you know, he always talked like he was whispering. That's the other thing. That was a big difference between me and Mike. I'm Mike, what's up, man? Hey, Steve, how you doing? You know, when he laughed, and so we're sitting there. He said, grab a seat, grab a seat. I'm sitting down, I went, where? Because everything he got was made for his kids and stuff like toys. So he had a faux-top table in the trailer, but the chairs was mushroom caps. You grown man, about 240, you sat down on that mushroom cap, you know, about 4 or 5 minutes in, this mushroom cap starting to work his way.
But things became even more surprising when 2 children dressed in elaborate costumes suddenly ran through the trailer. Steve initially assumed they were part of the music video production. Michael casually watched them and then revealed that they were actually his children. The moment completely caught Steve off guard, and his storytelling turned the encounter into a hilarious memory. More than anything, it showed how different Michael's private world could be from the glamorous image the public saw.
And I don't know what he was doing, and was sitting up there, and then these kids ran by, this boy and this girl, and the kids were dressed like Hansel and Gretel. So I thought, you know, they were shooting a video or something. Little boy had on a purple jumpsuit with some lace and them pilgrim shoes with the buckles on it. The little girl had one of them hoop skirts on. So Mike come up, I said, Mike, who the little white kids keep running through your trailer? He said, white kids, where? He came out the back, I said, Daddy, go right there. He said, those are my kids.
Michael Jackson had a side that the public rarely got to see: playful, unpredictable, and completely unfiltered. Away from the stage and cameras, those who knew him personally often remembered a man who loved to laugh, joke around, and create unforgettable moments. For the people who shared those private moments with Michael, his superstar status could almost disappear. He could be silly, spontaneous, and surprisingly down to earth. making their interactions feel less like encounters with the king of pop and more like time spent with a close friend. That unfiltered side is what made Michael so fascinating. Behind the iconic performances, enormous fame, and constant media attention was a person with his own sense of humor and personality, one that only a small circle of people ever experienced firsthand, and Steve treated him like a true friend.
You know, Mike was in a lot of trouble, man, and he had a publicist named Ramon Bain. And me and Mike was cool over the years. I always hung out with him and talked with him, and, you know, like, I was the only one that ever called him the N-word and stuff like that. I just talked crazy to Mike, because, you know, he needed that.
Steve Harvey once shared a hilarious memory of bringing Michael Jackson along to church, turning what should have been a simple Sunday outing into a story neither of them would forget.
Is this a comedy bit, or was this like a true thing when you brought Mike to church?
That really happened.
You brought Michael Jackson to church?
Bro, you can go on the internet and pull it up. Me and Mike were friends. When he was in that trouble, he said, man, I think I need to go to church. I called Chip Murray at the time, who was the pastor of AME Christian Church. I said, hey man, Mike want to go to church. He said, Michael who? I said, Michael Jackson. So I went to Mike's hotel. Mike had the whole Beverly Wilshire Hotel. He bought the whole floor and gutted it and remodeled it.
Oh, he lived there?
Yeah, because he got tired of driving from Neverland to go to court. So when I came to his house to pick him up, he came to the elevator with a moped.
What?
He was riding the moped down the hallway.
What was he like as a human being?
Dog, he's one of the coolest people I've ever met. He's very smart, way deeper than people know, man. He understood what they were doing to him. So he came out dressed to go to church, and he had this suit on, this naval suit with this one stripe going down the leg.
For Steve, the funniest part was seeing Michael outside his usual superstar environment. There were no massive stages, flashing cameras, or screaming crowds, just Michael experiencing an ordinary church service with a friend. But naturally, taking one of the most recognizable people on the planet anywhere was never going to be completely ordinary. Steve's story captures the lighter side of their friendship and shows how Michael could step away from his larger-than-life image and simply enjoy a normal moment.
And I looked at Mike, I said, hey man, where your suit at? Yo, we going to church. You dressed like Captain Crunch. He said, it's so crazy. And we get in the car, and he said, Steve, I don't want anybody to know I'm coming. My man, we got off the freeway, off the 10 on Crenshaw. People were lined up all over the bridge, all down Crenshaw, turned the corner on Adams, all up at the church. We were driving 4 miles an hour. I don't know who found out he was coming to church, but I didn't tell a soul. And we went in that church, and church was packed. Me and Mike sitting there, the choir is up, and Mike is just jamming. He's jamming to the church. And so he went to church, so he went down to the kids class because he loved kids. He sat down there with the kids who was talking to him. So the reporters are all outside. He said, Steve, I don't want to talk to anybody. You go and talk for me. I said, all right, cool. There's 40 mics in front of me. So you got all this online. But Steve want to talk to Mike. Mike ain't talking. Why did he ask you? I don't know. And then we got in the car. He had this Bentley. And every time you get in his Bentley, he has you sign the seal in the sun. The signature's all over this car.
Oh, cute.
You've ruined this Bentley. This is the car I want. We're pulling off, and Mike, let me speak to the people. Let me wave at. I said, Mike, you can't put your hand out this window, dog. So I told him, I said, man, lock his window, because Mike just friendly. He stick his hand out the way, dude, grabbed his hand, just pulling him out the window. I snatched Mike. I said, man, sit your down and stop. Act like you famous. And I rolled the window up, but Steve, the people, and they just mobbed him. That was a true story.
Steve Harvey also shared a memorable story about taking Michael Jackson to church, revealing a surprisingly funny and personal moment between the two. Harvey recalled picking Michael up and joking about his unusual church outfit before they headed to the service.
Me and Mike went to church one Sunday. I told Mike, just come on, man. You in trouble. You need to go down around some black folks that pray. You need to come on. No, I ain't lying. That's how it happened. You need to come on. Because when I get in trouble, I know where I go. I just told Mike, you need to come on, man. We went to Chip Mary's church, first AME in Los Angeles. You was on the news. I went to pick Michael up. Mike got the money, too, where Mike dressed different. Mike...
The story gave fans a glimpse of Michael away from the stage, relaxed, spiritual, and even able to laugh at himself.
Mike, come all out the back. Mike, come out the room. I'm ready. Mike, come out the room just like Captain Crunch. Got all them badges on and little stripes going down his pants. The boy looked like the Nutcracker. Where you going, man? Where your suit? Where your suit, tie, shirt? All this equipment on.
That playful exchange revealed another side of Michael Jackson. Away from the serious headlines and constant media attention, he could simply relax, laugh, and enjoy someone making fun of the extraordinary world he lived in.
I told Mike, I said, Mike, you gotta quit letting them little kids come out of your house. I love them. Okay, love them over there, though. Love them, don't, man, please. Get mad at me if you want to, but I told Mike, quit letting them little white kids come out to the house. Well, Steve, why you say white kids? Ain't no black kids been in the news. What you want me to say? Some of these ain't jokes. I'm just reporting the facts. I tell you right now, once you tell on me, it's all over with. You can change the name of it from Neverland to Never Again Land. I hang a sign on the gate, no more white kids. I don't care how you feel about it. No more white kids. Yes, I said it.
Steve Harvey had plenty of fun when talking about Michael Jackson's incredible wealth, turning the subject of money into a hilarious story rather than a serious discussion. Michael's lifestyle was so extravagant that even ordinary conversations about spending could sound unbelievable. Harvey joked about the sheer amount of money Michael had and the extraordinary world he lived in. From his enormous properties to the expensive things surrounding him, Michael's wealth seemed almost impossible for an average person to comprehend. Steve's humor made the contrast even more entertaining, especially because he wasn't afraid to poke fun at his famous friend.
We bought a suit that cost $200,000. It was from an old ancient fabric. He just bought it. Suit was $200,000. Yeah, he had a different kind of money. People talking about he died broke. Michael had his money in trust funds. You couldn't get his money. His mama got his money. Katherine Jackson, living. She got all Mike money. Mike had plenty of money. My woman was broke. On the Beatles catalog, Elvis catalog, he owned all that. Broke. He got tired of going to court, right? Tired of driving from Neverland. He bought the entire top floor of the Beverly Wilshire Hotel, had it gutted and remodeled. He didn't even know how much it cost. I said, Mike, how much does it cost, though? I don't know. Are you nuts? Walking around all this Disney on the wall?
What made these stories memorable was Michael's reaction. Instead of becoming defensive or taking the jokes personally, he could laugh along and enjoy Steve's humor. That playful response revealed a more relaxed side of him that fans rarely saw. Behind the legendary career and enormous fortune was someone who could simply sit back, laugh, and enjoy a friend making jokes about his larger-than-life lifestyle.
I had a mushroom just pushing in my... And so says, you want something to drink? I said, yeah. He said, you drink Coca-Cola? I said, yeah. It was a cuckoo clock on the wall. He said, press the button. I pressed the button. A cuckoo came on and said, cuckoo, and handed you a can of Coke. I emptied that whole clock out.
Robin Williams also approached Michael Jackson's complicated relationship with medication with the kind of dark humor he was known for. Rather than treating the subject as a straightforward discussion, Robin used jokes to highlight the bizarre circumstances surrounding Michael's reported dependence on substances.
Is it true you were on the same drug, that drug that Michael Jackson...
Propofol, which nickname is milk of amnesia. And Michael Jackson was taking propofol to sleep, which is like doing chemotherapy because you're tired of shaving your head.
The humor was uncomfortable, but it also reflected the strange reality of Michael's final years. The king of pop had access to enormous wealth and some of the most powerful medical professionals, yet he reportedly struggled desperately to get something as basic as sleep. His reliance on medication eventually became one of the most troubling aspects of his story. Robin's jokes added another perspective to the conversation, especially because he understood the darker side of fame and substance use from his own experiences.
It's like a drug. You wake up. I woke up from my heart surgery after propofol. I had the surgery in Cleveland. After propofol, I woke up from the surgery and went, where am I? And they went, Cleveland. And I went, why? And I looked down and there was wires and everything. I went, oh, I get it. But it's a devastatingly powerful drug. Wow. It has to be administered in a hospital situation, and he was doing it at home, so it's... cause. Oh, yes, sir.
Beneath the jokes was a much more serious reality. Michael's celebrity lifestyle had surrounded him with people who could provide almost anything he wanted, including medications that carried enormous risks. Meanwhile, Akon shared a hilarious story that perfectly captured Michael Jackson's playful side. While the two were working together, Michael disguised himself so they could go out without attracting attention.
Man, favorite memory so far in the industry with your career?
Michael Jackson, hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Do you have a favorite memery of him?
The favorite? Yeah.
Something that, like, we don't know him. But
No. This is the best. This is the best story ever. Remember I told you he was like the master of disguises?
Yes.
All right, cool. So one day, we was out in Vegas, and Mike says, listen, let's go watch this movie. There's something I want to show you. There's this new technology that's coming out, and it's like, the biggest thing is called IMAX. You're going to love this. This is in 3D. And I was like, where? He said, where is it? At the Wynn. I said, okay, let's go. So he said, okay, cool, I'm going to go change it right back. We got a friend that's going to be coming with us. I said, all right, no problem, cool. So I'm sitting down. Mike has a whole, his living room was full of candy. And I love candy.
Me too. What's your favorite, really quick? Yeah.
So boom, I'm sitting there chopping on some jelly beans.
Yeah.
So right. So then someone comes sits next to me, and I was like, okay, cool, the guest that's coming is right there. I said, cool, all right, cool. So now it's been 20 minutes. I'm like, where the hell's Mike? Like, damn. Like, so I get my phone, I'm ringing, calling him, like, bro, hurry up, we're gonna miss the movie. The phone rings right next door to me, like sitting next to me. His phone rings, and I look at him. He's like, I said, Mike, how the hell? He was sitting right next to me. I didn't know it was him.
Idea?
I thought he was the third guest. It was him.
How was he disguised?
Listen to me. It was the craziest. He's an older man, literally an older man, right? So I'm thinking it's probably Mike's uncle or something. I'm not even realizing it was Mike.
During their trip to the movies, fans immediately recognized Akon and crowded around him for autographs, completely unaware that Michael Jackson was standing right beside them, hidden in disguise. Akon said Michael was simply standing there laughing at the whole situation.
So now we get on the elevator, we go downstairs, and we're heading towards the escalators. As we're heading toward the escalator, I see these whole group of kids looking down, seeing us coming up, like, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah.
So they all start running towards the elevator as we're coming all the way to the top. So now I'm like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
They didn't recognize Mike. We're done. Like,
right.
We're done. So we get to the top of the escalator, and all these kids come running up to me. Oh my God, Akon, can we get a picture? Oh my God. So now we're taking pictures, and Mike is like, anyone else want pictures?
No, he does. No.
So he takes the phones, he takes the cameras, he's taking pictures of me, and he's sitting there just laughing, just giggling his ass off, right? Just giggling his ass off. So now we're almost done with the pictures. As we're walking, he sees another group of kids. He's like, hey guys, here's Akon's over here. You guys want more
waving
pictures?
everybody
He's
in?
waving more people. By the time we got to the IMAX, first of all, it was half done. He was laughing like to where tears was coming out of his eyes. And I'm saying to myself, boy, you lucky I don't give you up. Like, if these kids only if they only knew it was Michael Jackson taking
That's
these pictures.
crazy.
No, it was the craziest
I love
moment.
this story.
Hilarious.
Similarly, Alfonso Ribeiro shared a hilarious, unexpected story about his time with Michael Jackson, giving fans a glimpse of the superstar's completely human side. Ribeiro remembered being backstage with Michael before a performance when something went hilariously wrong. Michael accidentally dropped his famous sequined glove into the toilet. The story was funny precisely because it was so ordinary. Michael Jackson could fill stadiums, command enormous crowds, and appear almost untouchable on stage. Yet backstage, he was still just a person dealing with an embarrassing little mishap.
I'll show there's a video of me at Lincoln Center with Michael Jackson. And the story that I tell, which is always very funny, is right before he walked out on stage.
Yes.
He went to the bathroom and accidentally dropped his sequin glove in the toilet. Okay? Come on. No, true story. Dropped it in the toilet. He's freaking out.
Is it the only one?
It's the one. Wow. It's the glove, right? He's got one glove. He didn't come with multiple. He didn't have a suitcase, right, of gloves. He had the glove. He dropped it in the toilet. He must have taken it off, put it on the sink or something, and it fell in the toilet. He's freaking out, and finally he realized, wait a minute, he reaches in, grabs his glove. And the rest of us are like, but he dropped the glove, and what you gonna do with the glove, bro? Right? And so we had to go out on stage, and he has a soaking wet sequin glove on.
From the toilet.
From the toilet.
Of Lincoln Center.
At Lincoln Center.
By the way,
Lincoln Center toilet water on the glove. This is the first time I'm ever telling this story on TV.
Meanwhile, Russell Crowe revealed on The Graham Norton Show that Michael used to prank call his hotel room for years. Despite the two having never actually met, according to Crowe, Michael would call the hotel, pretend to be management, and use a deep, gruff voice to convince him there was some kind of problem. Then, once Crowe became irritated, Michael would suddenly reveal himself and say it was only him.
Russell Crowe, what was the thing with Michael Jackson? This is such an odd story.
What?
Oh, he just got into the habit of wherever I was staying, he'd just call the hotel and ask for my room and put on funny voices. And I'd never met him, you know. And the thing is, the first couple of people that I said it to, I was like, I didn't want to sound like I was insane, right? But Michael, you know, prank called me today. But when I actually started talking to people who really knew him well, they go, man, he does it all the time. You know? But it was like, yeah, it was like a thing. I used to do that when I was like 11 and 12.
Who did Michael Jackson pretend to be?
He would always start off being kind of gruff, like he was the hotel management and there was some kind of problem, you know?
I'd say that's less surprising than saying you're Michael Jackson.
And then if I got kind of irritated, he'd go, oh.
Don't worry, Rex, it's only Michael.
Thanks for watching, and make sure to check out our other videos on the screen.